Operation Mockingbird remains one of the most controversial and debated chapters in the history of American intelligence. It refers to an alleged large-scale program by the United States Central Intelligence Agency, CIA, to influence domestic and foreign media during the Cold War. The primary goal, according to various accounts, was to disseminate propaganda and shape public opinion. This clandestine operation supposedly involved recruiting journalists, editors, and media executives. These individuals would then wittingly or unwittingly publish CIA-generated stories. The era was marked by intense geopolitical tension between the United States and the Soviet Union. Both superpowers engaged in extensive psychological warfare. The CIA, established in 1947, quickly became a central player in this global ideological struggle. Its mandate included intelligence gathering and covert operations. Influencing public perception was seen as crucial for national security. The origins of Mockingbird are often traced back to the late 1940s and early 1950s. Some researchers point to figures like Frank Wisner, head of the Office of Policy Coordination, OPC, as instrumental in its formation. Wisner reportedly sought to create a mighty Wurlitzer capable of playing any tune the CIA desired. This metaphor highlighted the ambition to control a vast network of media outlets. Journalists were allegedly recruited from major news organizations. These included prominent newspapers, magazines, and wire services. The CIA provided them with information, sometimes fabricated, to be published as legitimate news. In return, these journalists might offer intelligence to the agency. The relationship was often symbiotic, though ethically fraught. The program's existence was largely denied by the CIA for decades. However, various investigations and journalistic exposés brought aspects of it to light. Cara Bernstein's 1977 Rolling Stone article, "The CIA and the Media," was a landmark publication. It detailed extensive connections between the agency and hundreds of American journalists. Bernstein claimed that the CIA used these assets to spread its narratives. He identified major news organizations that allegedly cooperated with the agency. These revelations sent shockwaves through the American media landscape. They fueled public distrust in both government and journalism. Another significant moment came with the Church Committee investigations in the mid-1970s. This Senate committee, chaired by Senator Frank Church, investigated alleged abuses by U.S. intelligence agencies. Its findings confirmed that the CIA had indeed engaged in covert propaganda activities. The committee's report, published in 1975, revealed that the CIA had secretly funded various organizations. These included cultural groups, student associations, and publishing houses. The agency also admitted to having relationships with journalists. However, the CIA maintained that these relationships were limited and did not constitute a widespread Mockingbird program as described by some. They argued that the term itself was a journalistic invention. Despite the official denials of a single, unified program called Mockingbird, the evidence of CIA media manipulation is substantial. The agency's Operation Emac Chaos, for instance, involved monitoring domestic dissidents. Project Artichoke and Mokultra explored mind control techniques. These broader operations illustrate a pattern of covert influence. The CIA's use of propaganda was not limited to foreign audiences. It often blurred the lines between foreign and domestic operations. This blurring raised serious constitutional questions about freedom of the press. Critics argued that such activities undermined democratic principles. They contended that an informed citizenry relies on an independent media. The methods employed by the CIA were diverse. They included direct payments to journalists for stories. Sometimes, the agency would provide travel expenses or other perks. They also established front organizations that published books and articles. These publications would then be reviewed favorably by CIA-connected critics. The agency even owned and operated some media outlets directly. Radio Free Europe and Radio Liberty are often cited as examples of CIA-funded propaganda arms. While these were primarily aimed at Eastern Bloc countries, their influence could extend globally. The agency also used its contacts to suppress unfavorable stories. This involved pressuring editors or buying up entire print runs of publications. The impact of these alleged activities was profound. It contributed to a climate of suspicion surrounding government actions. Many Americans began to question the objectivity of their news sources. The revelations damaged the credibility of journalism as a whole. It became harder for the public to discern truth from propaganda. This erosion of trust has had long-lasting consequences. Even today, discussions about fake news and media bias often reference the legacy of Mockingbird. The idea that powerful entities can secretly control information remains a potent concern. The debate over Operation Mockingbird continues. Some historians argue that the scale and coordination of the program were exaggerated. They suggest that individual instances of cooperation were conflated into a grand conspiracy. Others maintain that the evidence points to a systematic and pervasive effort. They highlight the CIA's broad mandate during the Cold War. The agency was given considerable leeway to combat perceived threats. This included using all available tools, including media manipulation. The lack of transparency surrounding intelligence operations makes definitive conclusions difficult. Many documents related to these activities remain classified. The ethical implications of such operations are undeniable. Journalists are expected to report truthfully and independently. Their role is to hold power accountable, not to serve it secretly. When journalists become agents of the state, their integrity is compromised. This betrayal of public trust is difficult to repair. The public's right to know is fundamental to a functioning democracy. Overt influence campaigns directly infringe upon this right. They manipulate public discourse for strategic ends. The legacy of Mockingbird serves as a cautionary tale. It underscores the importance of a vigilant press. It also highlights the need for robust oversight of intelligence agencies. Without such checks and balances, the potential for abuse remains. The lessons learned from this period are still relevant in the digital age. The spread of disinformation through social media platforms presents new challenges. The methods may have evolved, but the underlying goal of influencing public opinion persists. Understanding the history of operations like Mockingbird helps us critically evaluate information today. It encourages skepticism towards official narratives. It reinforces the value of independent investigative journalism. The pursuit of truth remains paramount. The public deserves an unvarnished account of events. The media has a sacred duty to provide it. This duty is jeopardized when covert influence is at play. Shadows of the Cold War still linger in these debates. The quest for transparency continues. The public's right to an informed opinion is non-negotiable. The integrity of information sources is vital. The lessons of Mockingbird must not be forgotten. The vigilance of citizens is essential. The media's independence is a cornerstone of democracy. The fight against hidden agendas is ongoing. The truth, however inconvenient, must prevail. The historical record, though incomplete, offers crucial insights. The power of information is immense. Its manipulation is a grave threat. The public must remain aware. The past informs the present. The future depends on our understanding. The story of Mockingbird is a complex tapestry. It weaves together espionage, journalism, and politics. Its threads are still being unraveled. The full extent may never be known, but its implications are clear. The media must be free. The government must be accountable. The citizens must be informed. These principles are timeless. They are the bedrock of a free society. The alleged operations of Mockingbird challenged these very foundations. The struggle for media integrity continues. The public's trust is a fragile commodity. It must be earned and protected. The shadow of covert influence is a constant reminder. The pursuit of an unbiased press is an eternal endeavor. The historical context is crucial for understanding. The Cold War provided fertile ground for such operations. The desire for control was strong. The means employed were often questionable. The consequences were far-reaching. The debate over Mockingbird reflects deeper anxieties. These anxieties concern the nature of truth itself. They touch upon the very fabric of democratic discourse. The story is a stark reminder. Power, unchecked, can corrupt. Information, manipulated, can mislead. The vigilance of the people is the ultimate safeguard. The lessons of history are invaluable. They guide us in navigating present challenges. The ghost of Mockingbird serves as a perpetual warning. The integrity of our institutions depends on it. The future of informed public debate rests on these foundations. The narrative of Mockingbird is a testament to the complexities of power. It highlights the constant tension between national security and civil liberties. The balance is delicate. The stakes are high. The public deserves clarity. The truth, ultimately, is the most powerful weapon.